Good morning, everybody. We are at our Cozumel port day, and we're taking a tour. So, me and Gretchen are going to go on the Sian Ka'an UNESCO World Heritage Site tour and a Muyil Ruins short excursion. We're super excited for this. Now, we have to take a ferry over there. It's about 45 minutes. I will tell you, this was one of the worst rides of our life. They handed out barf bags, and people were using them because it was so rocky out. We were like, they probably should have canceled this, but it's fine because we made it to land. We got our sea legs back, and now we're ready to go on our excursion. So we got lucky. So our excursion today, there is only 8 of us. We have an amazing tour guide. She is going to walk us through everything, and she's been doing this for, I want to say, 17 years. So she's definitely a seasoned tour guide. We're really excited to see everything. So if you are taking an excursion from Cozumel to Playa del Carmen, here's what you need to know. You're going to meet that morning on deck 7, and you're going to get put into different numbers because you have to check into your excursion. From there, they will take you off the ship. You go through security, and then you're going to head over to the ferry boat, or if you're taking from another location, you'll be directed there. Now, once we got over here, we found our guide in this area, and then she gives us our name tag, and then we have a second to kind of look around, and then we get to going. So for our tour, we had to take it said an hour and 45 minutes, but it was not that long, van ride over to our location, and we got on these little river boats. So this is the only way that you can get there. You also are required to wear a life vest the entire time you're in the boat, and you cannot put sunblock on for this excursion because we will be getting in the water, and they're trying to keep the ecosystem very sustained and not adding harmful chemicals from outside sources to the land. This is honestly one of the most beautiful and peaceful places I've ever been. So right now it just kind of looks like a lot of grass and fields.
Yeah.
But this dirt or lake bedding that you're looking at, they use a lot of that for skincare.
No, they don't get close to you. House for the Mayan people. Of course, they don't get light. They was using wood, burn it, go out the smoke, and like this, they took the piece of limestone, stucco. You remember the stucco, the calcium carbonate, and the resin, and incrusted a bunch of rocks. And after they recover with a stucco, 20 centimeters. Okay, so the blocks is just a facade. If we broken it, inside is a lot of small rocks. When they put the stucco, they don't let it dry. Was wet. Like this, when they put the colors, the stucco absorb it. This is called frescos, the technique they use to paint. Okay? So let's go to the water. Vámonos.
So I'm terrible with remembering names. I think our tour guide was Paula, something along those lines. So sorry. She was amazing and full of knowledge. So we got to get in the river, and it's really cool because it does have some current, and you just are supposed to float down it. Now, I am not super comfortable with not being able to touch the bottom of things or being in the ocean, so I was really nervous about this. However, it wasn't super deep. A lot of places you could touch your feet down. So if you're nervous about this type of excursion, I will say this one is actually really good if you are a little nervous to be in the water. And I have my phone in a little clear
Oh,
sealant bag, so it actually can go under the water. I was nervous about that, but it turned out well. I'll link that too if you guys are looking for something for your phone so you can take videos and pictures while you're in the water. Now, if you're somebody that enjoys excursions that take you off the beaten path that most people don't get to go, and also learning about different cultures, I'm going to highly recommend this one to you. Now, you do have to do quite a bit of traveling, but to get to these kind of areas, you do have to travel. Now, the ride down the river was about 40 minutes, and then we had to walk back, which took like maybe 7 to our boats. We loaded up, and then we took a 5-minute ride in the van over to our next stop. This is going to be the Muyil Ruins, and I'll pop in and out so you can hear Paula talk about some things.
Yucatan Peninsula is 3 states: Yucatan, Quintana Roo, Campeche, and 2 more states: Chiapas and Tabasco. And Belize, that's it. That's the border with South America that is not part of Mexico, okay? We're getting into Muyil. This is the palm tree I was talking about, the chit, the one they used it on the past to make the roof of the houses, okay? We're gonna see temples, guys. The people don't live on those temples. Look at the color of the rocks. That's the stucco. They just found that one like a few months ago, this part. This was a ceremonial center. You see the mountain over there? Oh, for sure inside it's another pyramid, okay? The stucco is white, so you can see that was... No, in reality, no, because we don't got rabbits in Yucatan Peninsula, guys, okay? We got jaguars, deer, but no rabbits here, okay? So the meaning in reality...
And we learned a lot of cool information on this tour. One of them being they have actually found 2 new ruins that are going to be excavated and tidied up, and then we will be able to go visit them. She said this would be, I think, about 6 to 8 weeks from the point when we were there. So when this video is coming out, they should be releasing information, hopefully 3 to 4 more weeks from now. If you decide to take this tour, a couple things. You could definitely wear sandals. You're not really hiking anywhere. If you don't want to get your shoes wet from the first part of the tour, just because when you get off, you will be pretty wet. So sandals are a good option. Also, you're going to want to bring bug spray. We brought some with us. Try to leave it off, but within probably the first 2 minutes of being at this part, we were getting bit like crazy. So you're definitely going to want to have that with you. Now, something cool about these ruins is it is very Mayan based. So we got to learn a lot about the Mayan culture on this trip. So the Mayans would name things around the area to describe them. So Tulum actually means snake nest, which is terrifying, but really interesting. We also learned that the Mayans would take the cacao seeds and create what we think of as hot chocolate, but the reason it's called chocolate is because the kids would stick their hand in it, and it's called chocolate to mean careful because it's hot. And I know you have kind of been able to hear how like these ruins and temples have been built. We also got to hear a lot about how they handled the inclement weather, whether it be the heat or hurricanes, droughts, which we found really interesting, which also led to how the Mayan civilization ended up. But one of the things that I found most interesting was they used to play this game where there's a ball and you have to hit it with like your elbows or your knees, and the longest game took 3 days, so 72 consecutive hours, but whoever wins gets sacrificed to the Mayan god. And to the Mayans, they felt it was the biggest honor to be able to be sacrificed to the god. So they always wanted the most qualified candidate possible to have this task done. So again, if you're really interested in the Mayan culture, definitely worth checking this out. Now, at the end of our trip, we did trek back and had to take the ferry boat back, and you can see just how rocky it actually is. We did get nauseous again, but at least now we're headed off to Scarlet Night, which we will show you next week. Now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all things travel. If you have any questions, drop them down below, and we'll be happy to answer them. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a magical week, and we'll see you later.